Hi folks, Big Light here, and this account just hit Diamond, which at the time of this account hitting it, the game said was in the top 5% of players. It said it was better than 95% of the player base. This is actually my second account that I've gotten to Diamond. I got the other one there just a little bit earlier, and I know a lot of the player base doesn't even play ranked, so even if you consider that the top maybe 8 to 10% of the player base, I think that's pretty decent. In particular because I'm a washed up old gamer with little to no mechanical skill. So getting into the top whatever 5 to 10% of the player base, I think is pretty solid. And I was going to make a video here to show you guys how I did it, because I figure if I can do it with no mechanical skill, then you as a probably more skilled gamer can do it too. So I just wanted to show you guys how I do it and how I go about winning in ranked games, and in particular on Captain America, who's the main character that I played doing this, because most people think Captain America is not very good. So if you look at my account here, you'll see I'm just barely over 50% wins on the matches played. And that's because this second account was originally for just kind of playing weird things, messing around, learning characters that I don't really know how to play. And so you lose a lot when you're doing that. But really, I would highly suggest that you do this, because learning a character in quick match is nonsense, because the games are just chaotic and you can't really learn how the character should be played. You can learn how the kit works and how your different abilities go together, but you can't really learn how to play the character in a real match, in quick match, because quick match is just too stupid. So on this account, you can see I got on, I played a whole bunch of Black Panther, just playing around. I think he's really fun, but you can see I'm terrible, and unfortunately my team suffered when I played him. I'm not a very good Star-Lord either, and I played Punisher. I'm also a bad Punisher, so all of these kind of DPS aim characters I didn't play very well, and that's kind of what this account was for. And then eventually one day I just decided, you know what, I'm going to rank this account also. I'm going to rank both accounts, and what I really am is a tank player, a Vanguard player. So you can see when I play Magneto, I usually win. When I play Groot, I usually win. When I play Thor, I usually win. And Thor, I actually played a lot on my other account. He's, I think, probably my most played character on the other account. And lately, I've really played mostly Captain America, and I started playing Captain America on this account when I was maybe gold, I think, high gold, the gold 1, 2, something like that. And I basically just played Captain America to finish gold and then through platinum to diamond. And on the other account, I also played a lot of Captain America to go through platinum and get to diamond. So I really only played Captain America at the higher rankings, basically going up, moving up into diamond. And you can see this 33 out of 51. Oh, this is all modes, sorry. The competitive 26 out of 41 is about like a 63-64% win rate. And that is more or less 2/3 of the games. So basically you're ranking up through platinum, going win-win-loss all the way through. It doesn't take really that long to get through if you go 2 wins to every loss. The game tends to give you more rating for a win than it takes away for a loss. And that's basically how I got through competitive. And Captain America, most people think isn't very good, but I actually think he's very good for a few particular reasons, and he's good in the way that I play him. So one of the things you see with Captain America is he doesn't really blow up the leaderboard. He doesn't kill it in any of the stats. And so people are like, yeah, he didn't do anything. You got carried. You're not very good. And so I would right off the bat say one of the keys to playing Captain America and ranking with him is you have to have good mental, because you are going to get told that you're getting carried. You're going to get told that you're not very good. But ultimately, what I want to show with this is I actually got 2 accounts to diamond, mostly playing Captain America, really playing him as a main. And I just statistically speaking, I don't think you can get lucky enough to get carried to diamond playing anything and just getting, having teammates carry you every time. Both of these accounts, by the way, were leveled here playing entirely solo. I wasn't duo queuing with anybody that's way better than me and carrying me. I wasn't doing any of that. Both accounts got here playing solo in ranked. and playing Captain America, who people think isn't very good. So what I want to do is kind of go into the history. I'm going to pick a game. I haven't picked it yet, but I'm going to pick a game from either this account or the other one where I play Captain America, and I want to talk about what I'm doing and what I'm thinking as I'm playing the game for both Vanguards and for Captain America in particular. Because he's a little funky to play. He's a little different than the other Vanguards, but then there's also some like general Vanguard stuff that goes into it. And I just want to show you how I got here because, you know, if you're watching the video, I want you to succeed too. And I want you to be able to do what I did and show off your skill even better than what I showed off my meager little ability with. Hi folks, so I found the game that I want to show you guys. I think that this one's actually going to be really good because it includes both mistakes and things that I did right. It shows kind of what I was thinking, and I can talk about Captain America a little bit too. So I think this one should be really nice and it should be a fun one to do this with. The first thing I want to do is just talk about Vanguards a little bit. So Vanguards exist primarily to take space and split attention. So the thing that you want to do with a Vanguard is take space for your team. Take space for them to be able to move up into, for them to be able to fight from, so they can get good angles, that kind of stuff. So you always want to be able to move up, and you kind of got to think about like you're pushing against the other team when you're pushing up, and then you're digging your feet in the sand and you're holding that to give your team space. So that's one of the first things you want to do. For that purpose, tanks like Groot, Doctor Strange, Magneto tend to be a little better than Captain America or Thor or the Hulk, but you can make space for your team by kind of diving the back line, making the other team turn around, that kind of stuff, and making them back up to deal with you because you're a pain in the ass. So that's how you do it with those more divey type Vanguards, is you go in and make them deal with you, and then when they kind of back up to deal with you, your team gets to take that space. With somebody like Strange or Magneto, you're just like moving up, using your shields to move up and getting a good spot and then holding it there. But the way that you get that space with a dive tank brings me to the second thing that I said that tanks really need to do, and that is split attention. So what I want is for the enemy team to not be able to just stand there and kind of do whatever they want and shoot at my team and kind of enjoy themselves, right? I want them to have to pay attention to me and my team and something else at the same time. The more I can split their attention, the better off we're going to be. And if my team has more like focus and their team has more split attention, in general, you're going to see us over time, we're going to win more fights that way. And then the last thing that you do on the tank is peel when you can. So you come back when somebody is kind of splitting your team's attention, you kind of want to make them stop. And Captain America isn't the best at it. He can do it. You kind of come back and just punch people in the back of the head until they leave your team alone. But somebody like Thor is really good at it. Magneto can be good at it in a different way. You can, if you're getting healed enough that you don't need to shield yourself all the time, you can use your shields on your team and you can really shut down dives with that. He's really good for that. But on like Captain America or even on Thor, you're kind of going back and just punching someone in the back of the head until they leave your team alone. Thor, the reason I said he's better at it is because his dash, his shift allows you to displace them. And that's a real pain in the ass when they're trying to apply pressure and you keep displacing them away from the person that they actually want to punch, right? If they want to punch your support and you keep displacing them away from it, that's really good. Okay. So this game, I'm playing Captain America, who is, he takes space by splitting attention. I split attention, I make them pay attention to me, and my team is able to take some space off of that. And in particular, with Captain America, let me pull the camera out here. I'm going to do my best to use the replay tool here well for you guys. My team is setting up here, and I'm going around for a flank, because one of the things that Captain America does really well is get on the back line. Okay, so you see I'm going around the side there, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to come down here and I want to get onto that back line, the Punisher back there, the Cloak and Dagger, the Rocket over here, the Squirrel Girl. I want to be back there and kind of make them look at me. When you do that, one of the big things your team gets is if you're causing a lot of chaos for their supports, the healing is either non-existent or not very good for the people up front here, for this Magneto and Strange, maybe even the Punisher. Okay, so these guys don't get to do what they want because the healing sucks. So one of the things you'll see when you're playing Captain America well is the players, because everybody wants to blame their team when they lose, everybody wants to blame everybody else. You'll see the other team claim healer diff. It's very common when you're playing Captain America to see the other team be like, yeah, we lost because of healer diff. And it's because you're back there all over them, messing up their game the whole time. Okay, they have to pay attention to you. You're causing a lot of chaos back there. What makes Captain America good at it is, one, he's very mobile. He can get in and out very well. And two, he's really hard to kill. So that brings me to the other thing you want with Captain America. We want to not die. We want to play our life. And in general, no matter what you're doing, no matter what role you're playing, no matter how you're playing, you want to play your life. You are the most important person on the team, because the idea is, if you're supposed to rank up, you're better than most of the players in the lobby, but the lobby is there because everybody's rated the same. So statistically speaking, there's going to be some outliers here. There's going to be, sometimes the other team's going to have a Black Panther that's so good you're just like, it's a loss, right? Sometimes, one player is going to be really a lot better than the other players, but for the most part, the lobby is a certain rank. Everybody is appropriately ranked, and the teams are mostly even, and it's on you to make the difference. If that's the case, your life is the most important. So you need to play your life. You need to minimize your deaths. There are times when it's worth it to die for something, but they are rare. One of the things that makes Captain America really good is he doesn't die very much. And one of the other things that makes him good is he doesn't take a lot of damage. Because he's elusive and stuff, I can get people to look at me, to shoot at me, and not hit me very much. So when I was talking about taking space with tanks, when I was talking about splitting attention, one of the big things is people think that means, like this Strange and this Magneto, walking up right out in the open, or our Magneto, and face tanking damage, okay? Getting nuked. And even on the scoreboard, there's a damage blocked stat to show you you're doing a good job as a tank by getting nuked. That is not the case. When you're getting nuked, there are two competing things. It can be good because your healer can build up their ult off of healing you. But if your healer gets interrupted or distracted or anything else like Captain America does to the healers, you can die, which is really bad. And the other thing is, by getting nuked the whole time, you're charging the other team's damage ults. You're just like an ult battery when you're out there getting face tanking things and getting healed. Captain America, one of the reasons I think he's kind of low-key, kind of hidden very good, is because you don't get to charge ults off of him. So he doesn't do a bunch of spread damage. So like Moon Knight, you attack and it hits everybody. And you do all this spread damage that the healers heal off very easily, and they get to charge their ult like crazy. They get their ults really, really fast from just healing everybody and getting all this like huge healing, but there's not a ton of kill pressure because he's not actually like nuking anybody out. Now, when he gets good and he uses Zonks well, he can nuke the squishies and stuff. But that, when he's just kind of shooting the tanks and just like spreading damage over the whole team, it's pretty easy for the other team's healers to heal it off and just charge their ults on it. And then when you do go for real kills, they pop their healer ult and you get screwed. Captain America doesn't do that. He doesn't do a ton of damage, a ton of AoE damage and split damage. So you're not letting healers charge their ult by just healing off all this kind of chip damage that you're doing all the time. He either goes in and does just enough damage to kill a squishy, or he is not really doing very much damage. Now, you can go and you can brawl with the tanks and stuff, and when you're fighting 1v1, Captain America can beat almost anybody if you play it well. But he's not doing a ton of this chip damage and just like racking up healing for the other healers. So when you play Captain America, one of the things that makes him good is you're minimizing the ults for the other team. You're not doing a bunch of chip damage for the healers to get ults. You're not taking like face tanking a bunch of damage for the DPS to get ults. So that's first thing. Captain America, part of the reason he's good is because he's not all over the scoreboard and he's not letting people charge ults off of him. So let's go back to me and let's get the game started. Sorry, I stopped and talked forever there, but let's go back into the game. So as I'm running up, I'm running into the fight and I hear the Punisher's turret, okay? Audio cues are really actually pretty good in this game and you can use them. I hear the Punisher's turret and I'm running in, and right here, I'm running up to the turret for a couple reasons. One, you want to get him out of it. It does a lot of damage and it does AoE damage because the bullets explode when they hit stuff. But two, Captain America is extremely good at killing Punisher's turret for a particular reason. When your shield is full, there's enough damage here to fully block the turret and kill it. So his shield, if you don't know, reflects any projectiles that you block with it. Anything. You can reflect Iron Man ults, which I've done, and it's a blast. You can reflect bullets from Punisher or Bucky or shots from Hela or whatever, okay? Anything that's a projectile, if they shoot it and you get it with your shield, it will reflect off your shield. Now, it's hard to aim because the way it reflects is as if your shield is like half of a ball, like a half of a sphere, so it shoots off in crazy directions depending on where they shoot you. But if you come up and like barrel stuff someone with your shield, you can reflect the damage right back on them really reliably. So I do this to reflect like Luna freezes or Mantis sleeps. I reflect when I dive Punisher. Captain America is actually very good at fighting Punisher, and when I dive onto him, a lot of times he'll pull out his shotgun, and when you see him do the animation to pull out his shotgun, you can block and he'll shotgun himself in the face. That's really good. You can block, you can reflect Hela, you can get up on Hawkeye and reflect him, Namor, okay? Any of these guys, and the reliable way to do it, Bucky is a really good one, especially if you reflect his, I think it's his E, the like electric ball thing that he shoots. If you reflect that back in his face, that's great. But the reliable way to do it is to like barrel stuff your shield on them. And so the turret here, I'm here to kill it, because if I run up and start hitting him, if he starts shooting at me, I can barrel stuff my shield and it'll kill the turret almost instantly. The turret will kill itself. So I'll go back to it. And see, I start punching him, he turns around, he shoots, and I barrel stuff the thing, and I kill the turret instantly, and then I get out. Because Rocket was also there looking at me. I don't want to get shot by both of them right now. I got the turret out so that my team can kind of push up and go and start fighting. I'm going in, you see I'm in and out, I'm running around, I'm looking for people on the edges of the fight a little bit. We're punching on Squirrel Girl and Magneto, but we're really kind of watching, looking for a way to get in, okay? Punisher's back in the damn turret again, so I'm going to go out, and I'm going to go do the same thing to him, but this time, Rocket tells him that I'm coming, okay? And as he turns around, he does a really good job this time of not shooting at me. He's trying to use the AoE to kill me, but not shoot at me and have it reflected back in his face, okay? Now, I punch him a couple times and I get the turret anyway, and then when I go to get out, I get rooted by Squirrel Girl and I get killed. So that one, I want to look at as the first mistake. Like I said, playing your life is really important, and I didn't play my life well. I was really focused on getting the turret, but I wasn't paying enough attention to match state and fight state. So you really need to pay attention to the state of the fight and the match. What does that mean? That means where everybody is and what's going on. So in this fight state, my team was way back here. They're really far back. They can't really even see where I am. I really wanted to kill the turret, but I was too deep and my team wasn't really in the fight anyway. And so what happened is I killed the turret, and then all 4 of these people were on me. And in the 4v1, I died. I took too much damage getting the turret because he did the trick where he shot not at me and tried to get me with the AoE. And I did get the turret, but it wasn't worth it, right? I was too far in. I died right after. I took too much damage taking it. And my team is backing up and losing this fight anyway. And now they're going to lose it worse because I'm dead. And once somebody dies, most players know if somebody dies, you should push. Because in this game, once you have a man advantage, you almost always win the fight. And this is another thing that we want to do with Captain America, something that's very good, is get a man advantage for our team so that our team can win the fight. And in particular, if you get a support, that's almost a guaranteed win. If you have 2 supports and the other team has 1, that fight is basically already over and you've won it. You just have to mop it up. So, I died. Back to the fight. We're going to watch Moon Knight. He's shooting people up. He gets killed. The team lost out the fight because I died and I forced them to fight a man down. As I'm coming back, I'm seeing more people die, and so we're just going to stop and we're going to wait. We don't want to stagger in. One of the big things we do is cause pressure and chaos in the back line, but that pressure and chaos doesn't matter if there is no front line. So we're waiting for the team. We're going to hang out, and we're going to go back in after we see the team kind of engaging. So with any flank character like this, you want to make sure that the other team is fighting your team before you go in. So I go in, I reflect some shots, make sure the Punisher's off the turret. Moon Knight actually kind of took care of that before I got there. The turret was basically dead when I got there. That, I have no idea what that portal was. It's the weirdest portal I've ever seen. But it happened, and now we're back on the supports. And what we want to do is take their attention, and if we can, kill them. We're not able to. I pop my ult here. Captain America's ult actually gives overhealth to his team and heals them. So you really want to do it and get it down. So I got the cloak there, and that should give us an advantage. But you can see up here, we've gotten 2 of theirs. They've gotten 1 of ours. And in this case, our team just doesn't win the fight. That happens sometimes. Like I said in the intro, I'm not a super mechanically skilled player. I'm not here to just flat out carry, right? I'm here to consistently give my team an advantage in fights. I want to give them a statistical advantage where they're most likely to win it. This, we got to support. They should be able to win from there, but we don't win. So if we pan back, we can see we're here. We do have teammates alive, but they're coming back. They died earlier. So the fight was probably kind of already lost when we got the cloak. And we come in here, we keep fighting here. The Punisher's turret is back up. All right. But I'm really low. I can't really afford to go get it. And now we're in overtime. And so I'm back here getting healed up, and then I go back onto the point, and the Punisher is shooting us, but I don't feel like I can leave the point because I'm the only one on the point. So if we go back to me, you can see as I'm looking around, I'm seeing I'm the only guy on the point. I can't leave it. I can't leave it. Team is finally on the point with me. I'm trying to get the Strange finished off. I'm running around. I'm trying to get the Punisher. He's not in the turret anymore. He's in here, and I'm going to get killed. I get killed. I was the last guy on the point. That's the end of overtime. We lose the first round. So what did I not do so well in that round? I got myself killed twice. Well, the end doesn't really count because it was overtime. But I did get myself killed when I went for that turret when I shouldn't have. That hurt my team. At that point, it was really hard. And from there not a lot of match happened between there and losing that first round. So that really hurt us. And that was a mistake by me. I needed to make sure that my team was in a place where they could fight before I would go in and try to split attention. Because attention wasn't really split. They just took a break from shooting at my team to kill me very quickly and then go back to my team. If you only occupy, if you can occupy 2 or 3 players by yourself, that's really good. But if you can only do that for like a few seconds, it doesn't even matter, right? So if you go in and die because they just took 3 seconds to kill you real quick, it's not like, hey guys, I was occupying 3, why didn't you kill anybody? Dude, it was 3 seconds. You didn't do anything, right? So when I dove that turret and I did that, I didn't really do anything in that round. And then in this game, I remember this game, and I wanted to bring it up because I mentioned the mental with Captain America. After the first round, the Punisher on the other team actually typed in all chat, and he was like, your cap is throwing. He was like, he's in there trying to fight a Rocket and a Punisher by himself, and he's throwing. You guys lost because of him. And I was like, whatever. We're going to keep playing. We're okay. It's fine. But if you're prone to tilt, that kind of thing can tilt you. You have to get past that and get past players saying you're not good, players saying you're throwing, things like that. We made mistakes in that round. The team lost the round. That's unfortunate, but we got to come back and we got to play better. You can't just tilt off the face of the earth on that. You can see nobody was killing anybody. My team struggled, right? The team only got 3 kills total, all right? 2 of them I was in on, all right? 1 of them I wasn't. And then I didn't do a ton of damage, didn't block a ton of damage, right? So yeah, we were trying to get attention split. We didn't time things well. Timing is really important for dive characters. And we lost. We lost, and then the Punisher tried to say your cap is throwing, tried to get the team to lose their mental and be like, yeah, this cap sucks. I don't know why he's playing Captain America. Like, screw him. You've all seen it happen in games, right? But it didn't work. Team wasn't like that. And we go into the second round. So in the second round, not a whole lot changes. The other team doesn't really feel like they need to change their comp. They just stomped us. We don't really change our comp, right? We're just going to go back in and do our best here. We have our Star-Lord going. And before this round, I do want to point out... Oh, no, it wasn't this round. We'll get to it in the third round. It wasn't this round. Okay. So Punisher was talking shit. We're going back in, and we're doing the same thing again. We're on the flank. We're going to look to come at the team from kind of the side and the back. And we're waiting for our team to engage. We want our team to start doing stuff. We want their attention to kind of look at our team, to be shooting at our team. And then we go in. Then we look for it. I could hear Cloak here. You can't see the other team through the walls like you can in the replay, obviously. But I could hear Cloak, and I knew she was here. And so we go into the back. We force her to use her shift. And then I go back. And now this is important. I'm playing my life, just like I said you should. And as I back up, Strange is chasing me. And he keeps thinking I'm a kill. And you can see even here, if I look back, Strange is still over here, right? He's all the way over here. He's not helping his team in the main fight because he thinks he can clean up the Captain America kill, which he can't because you're like a cockroach on Captain America. You're really hard to kill. So I'm going to go back. I catch a couple heals from the team. I pick up another health pack. It's really good to know where the health packs are in Captain America. And we get a Cloak ult out. And this right here, I stopped it at a perfect time. This is why Magneto is played at higher ranks. If you time your ult correctly on Magneto, you can go up, you can hold it for a second because his ult does more damage as you hold it while you're in the sky. And then you can one-shot Cloak right out of her ult. And you can watch as he does it. He one-shot Cloak here. You can see she's already dead. And when he does it, the ult goes away. And we're going to lose this fight because we just used a support ult and got nothing from it. And the other team... and lost the support, right? Which I said before, if you lose the support, the fight's basically lost, okay? So we're fighting. It's not going well, and so I leave. And as I go back in, I'm like, nope, I see you can see the dead body markers, the face markers here in the game, right? This isn't only a replay thing. I could see their thumbnails saying that they're dead. Punisher uses a terrible ult here, okay, to try to get the Star-Lord, and nobody else is really showing yet. So I'm just waiting for that too. I'm just going to wait that out. I don't need to do anything right now. I'm waiting for my team. And while you can't see the enemy team's outlines like this during the game, obviously, you can see your own. So if you look during the game, you can actually see your own. So I do know where my team is and I know that they're coming. And I'm just going to wait for them. I don't want to do anything crazy. I have some idea where the other team is, but I'm waiting for my team, and I'm watching their little outlines to see when they start doing things that look like kind of engaging. And when they engage, then I'm going to go in. And I start punching on Cloak. And I get Cloak's ult for nothing. Okay? So I'm pushing in. I'm slapping her. And she ults. Alright? So getting Cloak's ult when you didn't use a real DPS ult and you didn't really use one of your own support ults is really good. Right? So now she used it. She's not going to have it later. And we're going back in as it ends. Punching on people. But the team is losing the fight. So we're going back, we're getting healed. We hear Star-Lord's ult, and Star-Lord is going to turn the fight for us, which is great. We're going in, fighting people, kind of just trying to help Star-Lord get his thing done. And here, again, we go in, we fight a bunch of people when our team isn't close enough, right? So we did it again, unfortunately. If I come back just a little bit, then we can watch as I go in here. Everything's good, right? This is fine. They're not really looking at me. Now Magneto is. Now I go in here. Now here, I'm on the turret again, right? I'm doing my thing on the turret, but I have Squirrel Girl, Magneto, Punisher, and Strange. They all know I'm here. They all want to kill me. And what happens? They all turn on me, and I stay too long. I lose too much health. As I try to dash back out, I get killed. So I died again, and the reason is I came in and fought these 4 people while Star-Lord is here, but the rest of my team is still coming back from dying. So nobody's in the fight with me. I went in, that was a mistake, and now we're dead. So now we're just waiting out our death timer. The team's going to go in. Star-Lord's going to try to get the Punisher turret, which he does. He's trying to clean up Strange and Magneto, and we get the Cloak ult coming in. So this is really good for our team. As the Cloak ult comes in, I'm running back in. And you can see right now, we lost the first round. We're down 85 to nothing second round, right? We're getting smoked. Still losing. Still not playing as well as we should. We haven't had really true feeding errors, but we're not doing as much on cap as we like to do. Turret's back up. I'm coming in here, grabbing health, and I'm going to go back up. I want to get the turret down again. So going in, and I see that he's low. I can get him, so I get him finished off. And then I'm going to go right for Cloak again, because while she's looking at me and running from me, she's not doing anything. She's not healing. This is a point that I wanted to really stop this video and show. Right here, I can see as I'm playing, I have both healers. And I'm in a 2v1 with them right here. And this is a really important thing. So this is that splitting attention and making space, both. I have both healers looking at me, running from me, and Cloak is really worried that I'm going to kill her, right? I guess this is Dagger. Dagger is really worried that I'm going to kill her. And while this is happening, I knew in the moment, okay, I'm fighting a 2v1 with the healers right here. That means that my team, because we just killed Punisher a second ago, right? Remember, we jumped off the top rope here and gave the people's elbow to the Punisher. Then I'm fighting a 2v1. That means that my team is in a 5v3 on the rest of the map, which we see, the 5v3 right here. And in that 5v3, there are no supports for the other team, right? It's a 5v3 where the 3 includes 0 support. So it's just a matter of time before my team kills them, because all damage is permanent when you have no supports, right? Eventually, they're going to whittle them down. They're going to hit enough shots to kill the team. So this is one of those things. I'm not out here carrying the fight, but I'm putting my team in a position where, statistically speaking, they are going to win this fight. It's very likely that they win this fight. We've capped the point. It's starting to go up for us. I have the 2 healers here. So let's go back to my perspective. I'm fighting them. And I back up because I don't want to die. I just need to keep them on the side here. Rocket, to his credit, realizes what's going on and leaves. He dashes right past me because he's like, oh shit, I'm stuck over here. My team is getting smoked while we're just over here messing around with Captain America. Rocket is really shifty. He's really hard to chase around and kill. So when he dashes past me, I just let him go. It's already too late. This fight is already lost for the other team. So I stay on Cloak, hoping that I can stagger out the Cloak, right? I can get a kill, stagger her out with a death, and force the other team to be at a disadvantage for even longer. So Rocket's going into a fight that's already lost. Cloak disappears. I grab the health pack. I see her. She goes up top. Okay, she fooled me. She put the loop-de-doop on me. She got a health pack. She's going down. I'm still harassing her, but I see the Punisher come in. And when I see the Punisher come in, I know I need to be out. I'm not here trying to fight both of them at the same time. I need to be out of here, so I dash toward the door. And I run out here while he's trying to shoot me. Team has won the fight, right? Team has won the fight where they had the huge advantage. And now we're just waiting. And here I was actually running around. I was looking through the window so that I could see the other team. Getting ready. I see my ult comes up. Captain America's ult is basically a support ult. It heals and shields your team and you, so you're basically unkillable when you have it on. Pretty close. So I hit it here because Rocket dropped this thing for the Punisher. This is the team up thing for the Punisher. This thing is nightmare fuel. This is really bad when this goes down. Punisher does absurd damage, and Rocket is basically just going to sit there and right-click him to make sure that you can't kill him. So I pop my ult because it's going to keep me from getting insta-killed in here. If you don't have something to protect you in here, the Punisher will kill you obscenely fast. So I pop my ult so that I won't die super fast. I can slap him around a little bit, and then once we slap him around a little bit, we're going to jump up and we're going to go out this way. We're going to go out up over here. So we start to go slapping. Squirrel Girl lands the root on us, so we just leave. And here, what we're doing is with the last bit of our ult, we're going to go try to touch our teammates, because you can see this overshield here. This is because we touched him with our ult. So you can see we're putting down the Star Spangled Road here. We put it under Strange. It gave him the little overshield. We're going to go hit Winter Soldier with it. I think I ran over and tried to get Rocket with it too. But basically, at this point, I can't really do a lot. And so I came over here and I just tried to touch teammates with the ult to give them some overshield and make sure that they don't die. And then as I'm running here, we hear Punisher ult, okay? Judge, Jury, Executioner. You can see Punisher's ulting back here. And so what I don't do is run out around this corner. I'm like, oh, use the natural cover, okay? Natural cover being environment that stops you from being seen or shot. So use the natural cover to live and not feed the Punisher by dying to his ult. Because again, much like the team up thing where Punisher kills you obscenely fast, with the ult, Punisher kills you obscenely fast. So we're going to hide from that because we don't want to die. And then we're going to leave the fight over here. So we're going up here. And on the way over here, I heard the sounds of my team dying. So I knew that we were losing this fight. And so I'm just going to go out and I'm not going to go back in. I'm going to go out and run around, make sure I don't die, stay out of the fight, hang out. and we have to wait for the team to come back. Now, always a good idea to wait for the team to come back and engage with a full team. But in this case, this is an issue, right? Oh, why does my cursor go away? That's crazy. This is an issue. So 95% for the other team, we're going to lose. This is a problem. We're about to lose the game. I can't just sit in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm coming in here, natural cover again, and I'm waiting for it to get as high as possible, but I know I have to touch, okay? I have to touch the point to send it to overtime. And honestly, at this point, what I do is I go in and touch, live for as long as I can, and then I leave because it's still good to play my life. If I go in and I touch and I just stand on point until I die, now my team has to go win a 5v6, right? And I can't help them win the fight. And like we said at the beginning, I have to treat myself like the most important player. So what I'm going to do is go in and touch, stay for as long as I can without dying. I cut it real close in this case, but I actually wasn't sure how close my team was. I didn't know for sure if they were going to be able to touch when I left the point. But that's the best I could do. Touch for as long as I can without dying, and then leave and just hope that I held it long enough for my team to get there. And spoiler alert, I did. So I come in, I touch, cause overtime. We're on the Punisher's turret again, like usual. We take some damage. Everybody's looking at us. Dash down below for a health pack because I know the health packs are down there. Up, and I hear cloak, and we have a cloak ult on the point. Amazing. So now we're going to brawl it up and try not to lose the game. So we push Magneto out to minimize their tanks. I can hear my team capping, which I know means the other team's not on the point anymore. It's because they're backing up. And then we're going to push in. We're going to push our advantage here. And again, right on the cloak. Why the cloak? Because cloak is a support. And she was not going with the rest of her team. She went like the wrong way when they backed up. And so I pushed it out onto her to go beat her up. And we did get the kill. Strange got the kill, but we teamed up with Strange and we got her killed. Here, I'm going back in. Once again, the turret's here. I want the Punisher out of the turret. You can also, if he doesn't notice you, if he's not paying attention, you can just punch him in the back of the head until he dies. You can actually kill him out of the turret. But what I see here when I jumped on this is I'm back on the Punisher. I want to stop the turret, but I notice everybody's going over here. Everybody's leaving to the point, okay? My team is backing up. My Winter Soldier here is also going to be looking to go over here. And when that happens, Punisher can't actually take part in this fight with the turret, right? The turret can't see the fight on the point. So I'm going to punch him. But then as I realize everybody's getting away, you'll see me just leave him and just go in here because I don't need to worry about the turret. The turret can't do anything. It can't see the fight. So as that happens, as I see Winter Soldier making his way and I see Strange making his way over there, I realize, okay, we don't care about this. Get out of here. It's a good thing I decided that because it would have killed me there. This is awareness again. If you have no mechanical skill, it is important to be aware of what's going on and what's happening all the time. When I ran in, I saw Rocket shoot me. So I had so low health that I wouldn't be able to fight without dying, but I saw Rocket's healing coming through and it hit me. And I was like, okay, I can probably stay in the fight because I got hit by a heal. So I go back into the fight. We're punching up Magneto again. Cap is pretty good into Magneto going for kills. We go over here, get the Punisher. And then we're going to go up here. And once again, cloak. And we're on that ass. And what happened here is they just stepped off the point long enough for overtime to not kick in for them. So they stepped off the point. Right? It's 99 here. And then they get the overtime, but they step off the point and the overtime goes out. Right? So cloak backed up off the point because she was going to die if she didn't. And the overtime timer runs out. And we win that round by the skin of our teeth. Just barely pulled that thing out. It was really, really tight. I'm sure the other team now, mental is probably not good. They're probably blaming each other, cussing each other out, all that kind of thing. That's what usually happens there. How do we lose that round, et cetera, et cetera. So that time we were much better. That fight that I showed you where I isolated the two healers and then forced the other team to fight with no heals, that is like the ideal thing. That's actually why I picked this game, so I could show you that's what we're looking for with Captain America. We're looking to isolate people and force the other team to fight without a support, without both supports, or without like a key damage dealer, without a support and a damage dealer, that kind of thing. We're forcing the team to fight underhanded. And so we force that, in that case, the team to fight a 3v5 with no supports. And when Rocket finally scooted his little rat ass past me, it was too late, right? He scooted back in there, got back into the fight, and joined a fight that was already lost. He got mopped up with the rest of them. I chased the cloak around till Punisher showed up and then got out. So what I did in the last round, I played my life, right? I split up the other team whenever I could. I made sure that I put a lot of pressure on supports, and I split attention every chance that I got. And then the other thing with Cap, your damage isn't huge, but you are pretty good at, if you pay attention to who's taking damage and what your team is doing, you're really good at helping them make sure that they secure kills, okay? Making sure that they get things finished off. So then this round, what I wanted to say was before the round, Star-Lord was asking us, he's like, do they have a support ult? And we were telling him, yeah, we're pretty sure they have a cloak ult. She didn't use it at the end of the last round. We think they have a cloak ult. And he's like, I think I'm just going to go in and pop my ult and force hers out. And we told him, no, don't do that. Let's try to get the cloak ult without your ult. And then when her ult ends, use your ult to wipe them. And so that's what we were telling them. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to flank and try to get some pressure. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with you. Just follow me over to the other side. We'll go get pressure from an off angle. We'll try to get Cloak to pop her ult. And then when she does, just wait for it to end and then use your ult and wipe them. So here we go. Star-Lord and I going over to the other side. We're looking around, always listening, always trying to use the audio cues to see if you hear anything that you need to know. When you see this, let me go back just a second. So as we're coming through, we're running up here. We're going to get him in the back. When you see this thing right here, that little, when it's bright red like that, it's an enemy rocket armor pack thing. You know that the little rocket res thing is nearby. When you see that, you want to kill the rocket res thing, okay? Cap is pretty good at it because one, you're tanky enough that you can't just be insta-killed if somebody sees you doing it. And two, while he doesn't do great damage, he does enough damage to kill this thing pretty quickly. And so when you see that, you want to kill it because that's essentially a free kill. One of the things that gives Rocket his power, one of the key things that gives Rocket his power is that you get that free res on the first person that dies in a fight. And so your team gets to essentially fight a 6v7, right? Because they get that extra person. And so if you find that before anybody dies and you kill it, you take away that 6v7, you bring it back to a 6v6, and that's a key piece of Rocket's power. You're nerfing one of their supports right off the bat. So we're coming in the back. We see, I see that armor pack, and I know the thing's there, so I'm immediately thinking, okay, I'm going to run in and kill the res thing. Star-Lord thinks the same thing, and so you see we kill it instantly, and then we engage. Again, we have the Punisher in the damn turret, so I kill it. And then here, as I dashed out, instead of running away, I saw the little bubble. And so I stopped here to catch heals in the bubble. I was like, I don't need to leave the fight. I can just come this far away and get healed and then go back in. We got the cloak ult. That's what we wanted, right? That's what we said we wanted before the round. We got it. This is amazing. So in comms, this is another key to playing Vanguard, I think, is you need to have awareness of game state and fight state. And you need to know what your kind of win conditions are, what your team needs, and you need to be willing to use your mic. And not to say, you guys are terrible, my team sucks, whatever, how did you get to this rank? You need to use it to say key things. So one of the things I'll do is a lot of people don't know how Captain America ult works, and so I'll just tell them, I use it a lot to pop it and then push a point because it'll heal your teammates and it also makes them run fast. And so I'll say in comms, like, I have Captain America ult on a say a game like this where the other team has the point, I'll pop it. You guys just follow me in, run on the Star Spangled Road and run into the point, and let's fight on the point in the ult. And, you know, maybe 80% of the time they actually listen and we go in and you win a fight because you essentially have an extra support ult with Captain America. That's another reason he's good. Support ults are very strong, and you get another support ult when you play Captain America, and they'll run in. In this case, what happened was we had talked about it before the game, and so I said, as soon as she popped it, I said, that's Cloak's ult. Just back up and survive. So everybody's going to use these walls as like natural cover to survive. Back up and survive, and then let's wipe them after her ult ends. So if I pan out and we watch, Cloak popped ult, and I said, back up and survive, and then let's see what happens. Immediately, our Cloak backs up, Rocket backs up, and then our Cloak actually panicked and popped her own ult. So that's not great. I popped, when hers ended, I popped my ult to survive. I said, I'm popping my ult to live. Star-Lord, now's the time, right? Let's go. And I'm sure he already knew, but I just said it in comms just to make sure. And then as this happens, as this is going in, let me go back just a little bit. So Cloak pops her ult. She's running out. And then in here, I dove back in. And I'm going to have these 4 players looking at me. While Punisher is over here, he wanted the kill on Rocket, but he's going to get himself way out of position, and Strange is going to come after him. Where is Strange right now? I know Strange went after him and got him. But, where are you at, Strange? Anyway, I know Strange is going to go after the Punisher and kill him out on the edge of the fight there. I'm going to get these people looking at me. And Star-Lord is going to pop ult and start killing people. So I have my thing on. I can't die, which means I can sit here and fight with these 4 people looking at me. Right? And so I do that. Punisher popped ult, but we know he's way over there out of position. He's not going to kill anybody, right? So, sorry, we're trying to drive here. We know he's way over here. All he can see is Strange. He can't see anybody else. This is a terrible ult, right? He can see Strange. He can't see anybody else on the team. He pops it. I actually killed Squirrel Girl in the corner here. I saw her getting kind of low, and she was just up front with everybody else. And I know Star-Lord is over here nuking the enemy supports and the other squishies and stuff. So we went over for the Squirrel Girl kill. So let's go back to me and watch. Fighting the 4 people with my ult on so I can't die. We see Squirrel Girl's real low, so we go over and secure the kill on her. Star-Lord's over there nuking Cloak and Dagger. Punisher has the terrible ult. We secure it on Magneto because nobody was looking at him anymore. He kind of got around the corner, thought he got away, but he didn't. Punisher did actually get, because our supports showed here, he did actually get these 2 before he died. But the 3 of us are left, and so now we're on point. We've capped it, and we're holding it. So we had a plan beforehand. We knew our win condition for the fight. We called it out during the fight, and the team executed amazingly. Again, remember, people like to blame their team, but truthfully, your team is as good as the other team, right? In kind of statistically speaking, the vast majority of the time, there are some percentage of games you're just going to lose. That's just how it is. But the vast majority of the time, your team is just as good as the other team, okay? And you just need to try to do your best to put them in a position where they have an advantage and they can probably win the fight. So let's go back for just a second because I was yapping. This thing, as I came over here, again with the audio cues, I could hear the Hulk. I could hear him jumping as he was coming out, and so I knew that they had switched to Hulk. I didn't know that they had switched off of Punisher and onto Iron Man, but I knew that they had switched onto Hulk. This is actually even worse than they were before. Punisher can at least help protect the backline with the shotgun and stuff. Iron Man struggles into Star-Lord, and our Star-Lord is playing well. So he was just asking to get farmed by the Star-Lord at this point. But I can hear the Hulk coming, so I know that they've switched their team up. I didn't know how much they had switched it up, but I know that they at least have a Hulk now when they didn't before. So I hear him coming in. Throw a shield here just for the hell of it. There wasn't going to be a lot there. I see the Hulk go in, and I decide to go back and peel. Captain America doesn't do a ton of peeling, but he can. And I just start punching the Hulk to force him to leave my Cloak and Dagger alone. That's what I want. So he starts backing up, and then I see their 2 supports here. So when I jumped here, I see their 2 supports right next to each other below me. And so that's why I left the Hulk. I was like, we're done with the Hulk. Now we're going to go down here. We go on to him. We see Cloak, and we kill the Cloak. So now, just like before I mentioned before, you kill a support, your team wins this fight, right? We kind of sniped a kill there on the Hulk. They had him, but we threw the shield in there and kind of sniped the killing blow. And now we mopped up, staggered them out a little bit. They're going to get back together, come back in. I'm causing some problems. Now the guy that was on Iron Man, I think he realized real quick that that was a mistake. He's on Hela now. Went in, just caused a little bit of chaos, a little bit of split attention, nothing big. And then we're just going to kind of hold him here. Our thing is ticking through the whole time, right? Our Star-Lord got himself killed, but our Strange had a killer ult there. That was an awesome ult. And we're just going to follow and just kind of clean things up after. Here, I realize I'm in trouble, so shield, get back out, right? Star-Lord's here, his ult is almost full. I'm here, my ult is almost full. And I think at this point, we pretty much know we can win this game. So I hear Star-Lord's ult, I pop mine to go in, and then their cloak panic ults. Okay, so I pop mine to go in, and their cloak ults, but she's so far away from the point when she ults that she's wasting most of it just to get there. So she can't, like, pepper the whole point with her ult like she normally would, right? She had to use, like, 2 dashes just to get where she is, 1 more to get on, and then she's just going to have 1 left. So she can't, usually you can kind of cover this whole point with your ult, and everybody's just totally immune to death, but she can't do that. I'm on the rocket. You can see Star-Lord's on the rocket too. We're going to punch him up a little bit, and then we're going to go on to the point. And you know, in this case, I was punching the rocket, but you can see Star-Lord's bullets come in, so you know you're not on him alone. And you see here that Star-Lord finished him off, right? Rocket jumped up and dashed to get away from me, but Star-Lord had good aim, killed him, and we're going back in. We see Cloak here, and then we know she didn't have a great ult. In fact, I think I even called it in comms at the time. I was like, Cloak wasted her ult. She was too far away. Go fight on the point. And if I back up just a second, as I'm going in here, you'll see that Magneto ults, and Captain America, once you punch him twice, your auto attack becomes a projectile. You throw your shield, and Magneto's ult sucks up projectiles. So you'll see I'm trying to punch the Cloak, and my shield is just flying straight up into Magneto, which is hilarious, I think. But she's in her ult, but I just stay on her because nobody's attacking me, nobody's going to kill me, and eventually her ult is going to end, and when it does, then I'm going to kill her. So I just keep punching her, waiting for her ult to end, and then when it does end, I kill her. So we're staying on her, shield's flying up there to Magneto, it comes back, we're sitting there punching her, and then we kill her. And then we go back in, finish Magneto off, we go outside, we're going to get the Hela, but the match ends. Nobody's on the point, the match ends, we won. So we made some mistakes early, not getting the split attention that we wanted and dying trying to get it. But later on, we split fights really nice. We split attention, we occupied healers, we created pressure for the other team, and that's kind of the key stuff for winning with Captain America or with the Vanguard in general. You want to be able to split attention and to take space. And then as you see here, this is kind of one of the last reasons I picked the game, is because I did not win MVP in this game. And I wanted to show you don't need to win MVP in a game to make sure that your team wins it, right? You don't have to like hard carry. I do win MVPs sometimes with Captain America. He doesn't win it very often because, like I said, he doesn't blow up the leaderboard usually. But I do win MVP sometimes. I win it a little more when I play Thor. But you don't need to do that. And in this game, we gave our team a really good chance to win. Usually the teams are pretty close to equal. And if you can give your team just advantages, most of the time they'll take those advantages and they'll win with them. And so that's what we did here. We made sure our team secured kills. We split pressure. We took space. And we gave our team a chance to win. And that's the kind of stuff that I do to win about 2/3 of my games on Captain America or on Vanguards in general. So when you're playing Vanguards, make sure you pay a lot of attention to game state and fight state, take space for your team, and do your best to split attention among the other teams so they have to pay attention to you and someone else. And then finally, the other thing that you'll see in here, I died 3 times. Everybody else in the game died at least 5 times. So finally, play your life. And on Captain America, playing your life means that you will die very, very little. You'll charge ults very little, and you'll be able to play most of the game in a more neutral state, which is really helpful a lot of times. So I hope you guys can take something from this. I hope you learned at least one thing from it, and you can go out and win more games and rank up and be higher ranked than me. Show me how it's done. Show me what it's like when you have real reflexes and aim and things like that. Have a good time, guys.